Dr. Randonuts definitely has to be Lloyd. He remembers the Duncan factory so perfectly. Welcome back to Earthbound, the Halloween Hack. Previously, I started this area and had a lot of difficulties with things like that. But I did level up a little bit. Enough to get Paula her freeze beta, at least, so I have a little bit more freezing power. But otherwise, it's just as terrible as usual. The Uber zombies are pretty much the best bet for getting experience points, because they give you 77 of them. Unlike the rest of them, they give you only like 40 or 50. So this guy is definitely the guy you want to be fighting. Especially since you just time stop him, leech mana off of him. Why did I say mana? You know why? Because it says spells. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to say psi. But otherwise, other than that, they're really just big pushovers. Really big pushovers that can murder you if you don't push them over. I was getting bugged trying to do this this video. Actually, I was getting bugged through the entirety of this Let's Play because I'm working with new equipment here, and I'm not quite sure how it all works together. I'm not sure if my audio is actually better or worse than what it's actually supposed to be. I'm really self-conscious about how I do my S's. And, yeah, my editor does some really weird, it kind of hangs up whenever I try to edit something. And I'm not exactly sure why that is. Is that because of OBS's files or what? I do have the new OBS update, so maybe it fixed a few things. I mean, at least my audio sounds better. And that's a good thing. How about we talk to this Dr. Randonuts, since we spoke to the other one? This seems like a more sane Dr. Randonuts. He can't believe what he did. He released monsters and made a Duncan factory. Oh no! Dr. Randonuts, why did you turn evil? He loves Duncan factory. I came up here for one specific reason. There's stuff here. A soul armor! I don't understand soul armor. Tell me more about soul armor. It must be equipped on your body, which is literally my body. It is chocobo shape. It protects against paralysis. And it glows with the light of the sun. This doesn't sound like a very Earthbound item to get. And nuclear sparks! They're gonna be wearing hazard suits if they want to deal with me. And it protects against fire attacks. Not like there's a lot of those, though. I mean, it's just, pretty much just PK Flame. Or, I should just call it Flame. Also, think about this, too. Regular old leather armor you could find anywhere. 30 defense. Soul armor, nuclear sparks, and the power of the sun. 32 defense. Yeah, sure, I'll go with that. Also, I have way too many pumpkin loaves because of, me farming the Uberhans. They always drop them. It's kind of a pain. And it's that thing! Whatever that is. I don't pronounce that. I don't understand that. It's like he was trying to be Scottish and failed miserably. Or he headbutted his keyboard, I'm not sure which. It's a legendary sword, though. It burns with the brightest light. It's a comet sword. Let's see how much attack power I get off of a comet sword compared to a regular old rapier I got off a Jamaican guy. Sure, I'll go for it. 30 offense, why the heck not? I think it does more damage to people's brains by trying to pronounce it, eh? And a vital capsule! Jeff is taking that, but I am using that. I need vitality. I had a heck of a day. Had to deal with my editing woes, I had to deal with other things going on. I gotta deal with that P-source just sitting there. Dr. Randonuts, you are now my shield. I know you're evil, but you're my shield now. Protect me! Drat! It managed to get to Paula before I could stop it. I've been really using just paralysis anymore, and just running away from battles. But now I'm gonna need this magic taffy. For me. Give it to me. Oh, alright, I have to use it on me. Oh, I can't do that because Paula is incapacitated, and I don't think Jeff has one. And I have way too many pumpkin loaves. This is a problem. I'm gonna have to eat my problems away. Alright, Paula, give me that. No! I'm terrible at things! Oh wait, I have a magic taffy. That was a waste of 2 magic taffy. It'll be a waste of 3 if I can't cleanse Paula back to life. Oh, there we go. At least something's working for me today. Hey, Paula, guess what you're gonna get to eat? I have a clue. It's called a pumpkin loaf. Have this pumpkin loaf. Enjoy. Oh, there's way too many enemies down there. I don't have a lot of PP to be dealing with them either. Okay, I could deal with that. Hold on, I gotta cut this out. Well, that's gonna be 1,000 hours of editing just to cut out those 2 battles. Guaranteed. Thanks a lot. Great editing program for 60 bucks, I gotta say. I'm really hoping it's not an OBS problem, because then I would have to get the X story and try to make it work. And I really just don't want to fight any more of these things. What I would really like is to get some Vlad killers, because they will let me run away immediately. As long as they don't wake up, then they will be a pain in the butt. Because I can't put sleep on those guys. I just want to continue on with the story. Can't I do that? Yes, I can! I'll just run away from this guy. Look at him, he's asleep. And he starts the battle asleep. That means I can instantly run away, no matter what. Because he has a status effect. Haha, I am winner! I am not winner, I am a loser. Ah! I went out on a limb and tried a white shock. It actually killed the Vlacula in 1 hit. It's pretty excellent. What's not excellent is this place is bad memories. All of it. The entire building is bad memories. The entire building is a bad experience. You know what? I'm happy with Blood Room. I'm just gonna go ahead and hang out in the Blood Room. You know what? Come to think of it, I could have just ran to this room, and I would have had an IRD here, and a save point. But no, I couldn't do that. I was too terrified of everything. Also, I didn't have a Clade sandwich and a soul armor. That's what I'm calling that now. That right there is the Clade sandwich. I hope you enjoy Clay sandwich. And welcome to the Cave of Trumpets, yet again. I remember this fondly. I also remember I've been wondering, who is playing the trumpet in here? All the time! This is not how the world sounds. I know this. I've been out there a few times. Oh, hey. Face distorter. And also, I think this noodly appendage didn't do anything in the original game. It was just kind of there. When the face distorter was completed, Andonut was happy. It was going to be him. He was going to do something awesome. He was going to save the world. In his own little way. And then he could prove himself to Jeff. And to his wife. Yeah, come to think of it, where did she go? Hey, don't dodge the question. But he was also scared. This is untested technology. No one knows what happens during time travel. There's things, weird things in there. But he ran into the realization as he was going through the plans. Living things are killed inside the time travel vortex. He would have to roboticize everyone. Jeff would have to be a robot. Ness would have to be a robot and then vanish from the timeline because this is a fan game. Can't have no Nesses in here. Oh, hey, wait a second. That's not how you get souls. You do sciencey spiritual things. You don't do that. Look, you're not even a PhD. You are, what are you? What is your degree? I have questions now. And then they stepped into the phase distorter. Time to fight Gigas as super awesome psychic robots. And we all know what happens then. Gigas exploded from my mind powers. He didn't know how he was so scared, but now he knows. That machine is a death trap. And a boss battle! It's time to fight the Fuzzy Destroyer. This is the demonic version of the phase distorter. And I don't think it can get affected by White Shock, but hey, it worked the last time, I'm gonna try it. There's not much else I could do with my psychic powers anyway, because everything else is kind of useless against it. But at least Freeze Beta works against it. And that HP sucker is really, really good against this boss. But I need a P-Spirit first. I need a Psycho Spirit. This thing has PK Thunder, and that'll tear people apart. If it's ever allowed to move, anyway. This is the power of the Pea Spirit. Gives everyone a psychic power shield. And this is the power of White Shock. If you never saw Flash, that's exactly what it looks like. I forget what this one does, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Why the heck not? What else am I gonna use my psychic power for anyway? This is pretty much a Jeff and Paula kind of fight. I mean, sure, I could bash it with my Energy Sword comic attack, but that's all it does. And it also has Bloody Thunderbolts, which really, really hurts your entire party. It's not cool, man. That's why I brought pizza. I wish I had a Hawaiian pizza with me, but sadly that's not in the cards. Also, Paula's out of PP because that Psi Beta, very expensive to cast. But at least Jeff will be taken care of. He can HP suck for like 70 to 100 damage. So he's pretty much getting a full heal every turn. I just have to worry about me and Paula. Oh, and also it tries to eat people, so don't let that happen either. Luckily it was on Jeff, which I just mentioned could heal himself to full every single turn. And it has a power shield, so it's really bad for me. Luckily I have a heck of a lot of HP compared to everybody else. And it has a Psi Magnet. It takes away our PP. Of course. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna do that right back at you. Just like that Kirby show that everyone forgot about. Right back at you. Otherwise, this is just a really messed up version of a Mr. Saturn Phase Distorter. I guess it wouldn't really be a Mr. Saturn anymore, would it? It would be more like a Mr. Uranus. Yes, I know what you were thinking, and no, I wasn't gonna make that joke. Too smart for you. I used the proper pronunciation. Heck with you guys. But it has a heck of a lot of HP. You guys should have leveled up a bit more. Nah, we're good. There goes the Fazzy Destroyer. It got Fazzy Distorted all over the place. And we got some level ups, of course, because it's a boss and not a lot of enemies have a lot of experience points. It figures Toby hated grinding. Instead, he made the game very grindy and gave you no options to grind. You just kind of have to deal with it. That's a bad design choice. Like this room, bad design choice. Welcome to Brain Room. The heroes never came back from their adventure. But then Gigas' henchmen stopped showing up. Gigas died. I wonder how that happened. But where were the heroes? I remember the end of Earthbound quite clearly. They become soul balls and go back to their bodies. Why didn't it happen here? He realized that that time machine only goes one way. He can't go to the future past, or the past future, the present. So they were stranded there as robots. And then their batteries ran out. At least that's what he thinks. So he killed them. He killed them all. He killed everybody. Except Gigas, the only person you had to kill. Way to go. You could have at least killed Porky. I mean, just think about what he did in Mother 3. You should be ashamed. Actually, he is quite ashamed of himself. He was always working on stuff like Dungeon Man. Half dungeon, half man? What's the deal with that? That's not even your invention. That was something Orange Kid was working on. Did he steal that off of you? Ah, yeah, that IRD thing was actually pretty cool and useful. Oh. Yeah, you didn't think about that part, did you? And the absolutely safe capsule, which was not your invention. That was Jeff's invention, in the future, when he becomes like you. Man, this guy is really deprecating himself. Some of those inventions were pretty cool. Dungeon Man is, he's functional. Alright, well, it's a good thing you're not a party member. Oh no, palm trees! My only weakness! Look, when you become a dungeon, you're gonna lose your mobility sooner or later. It's the law of nature. What's the point in living in a world where there's palm trees? So he became overcome with grief. That's rational. That's reasonable. That, however, is not. You know what I said about all that other stuff that you're deprecating, and I said that's pretty cool? That's actually terrible. I judge you for that. Even though this is not canon at all, so I don't have to judge the real Dr. Randonuts, just you. Or maybe Toby Fox. You know what? I'm judging Toby Fox for this. What have you done? You trapped Dr. Randonuts in a sea of Eve. He's warping all the time. He's doing the time warp again. And every time he's there, Magickin's pulling him in. Making him crazy. Making him imagine brain rooms. I don't remember this either. I remember a passageway like this, but I was able to walk more. And I was a robot. Now he's scared. You know why he's scared? I'm coming for him. I have courage. And he needs that courage. It's time for our final friend. Which was already spoiled to us, really. It's Poo! Poo Courage! And here's the real story. Remember that time trope I was talking about? Alternate timelines! We defeated Gigas. We defeated him in the past, which means all the times that I killed him, he was dead. You see, that's how time works. But in the other future, Gigas' defeat was new. It just stopped happening all of a sudden. That's because he was invading every time and space. So this includes the one that we beat him up in. So when the souls went to go look for the heroes' bodies, they went to one that they created and not the old timeline where Gigas was still running amok. Obviously, Dr. Randonuts didn't see them come back, so he went a little bonkers. And they didn't have any more meteorite stuff. That whole big meteorite, only a little bit is Exonite. You know how it goes, processing and all that. They're alive, but it doesn't really matter in this non-canon universe. They're over in the actual Earthbound, and they're having a great old time. But they gotta help me from stopping this Dr. Randonuts from going crazy. A little bit too late for that. It's time to take all these courages to the Sea of Eve. Maybe we're not too late. Maybe our final friend will be Asian. Both of these things are actually quite true. Why does it have to fade out so slowly? I have questions. Pooh, answer the question about the fade out. Or the fade to white. There we go. Pooh. He's still level 8. He's going to need experience points. Which means I probably have to go back to the Duncan factory and get some. But he is the most capable friend. Look at his hit points. Jeff is only 63, and he's like 4 levels higher than Pooh. And Pooh comes with Life Up. It's expensive as heck, but at least it's an on-demand heal. And he has Barrier, which is a little bit better than mine, because he has the Sigma and Beta versions. So, he's a better barrierist than me. I wonder what he has on him, anyway. Why is this even functional? It's just a ruby. We bribe a guy with it. It's from Dawam. And of course he has a bottle of water that only increases his PP by a heck of a lot. Everyone else would just drink water. He drinks PP. Oh, that sounds terrible. I'm just gonna end this video now. Next time on Earthbound the Halloween Hack, we're finally gonna be going in this direction, and for a more meaningful purpose than getting hair gel. Good night, folks.